So yeah, I just wanted to give you a little walkthrough of how I felt about yesterday. I'm getting ready to get Joey up in like an hour so we can head out and start our adventure today. See ya!
So today is like officially day one or day, I mean, yeah, we were here yesterday, but today's like officially day, I'd say probably day one. So we decided not to go to the Grand Canyon today. We decided to sleep in a little bit. A little jet lagged. I didn't get very much sleep in the last couple days, so I think today, what we've done so far is, I forgot my sunglasses, so had to get a new pair of sunglasses. Could not stand not having sunglasses. Next, we're gonna go to Walnut Canyon, and I think we're gonna go to the Meteor, and that'll probably call it the day there. We'll go get something to eat, and then tomorrow we're gonna go to the Grand Canyon. So stay tuned. We're going to get loaded up. We just ate some lunch. We're back here at the house. We went shopping a little bit and got everything we needed. So we're gonna get some lunch. We're gonna load up. We're gonna head to Walnut Canyon, and we will see you when we get there. We are now at Walnut Creek Canyon, and we are stopping at every.
I make medicine from elderberry, actually.
Sambucus nigra. Just gorgeous. So we're hiking the trails of Walnut Canyon. I don't know, I think it's like a 1.7 mile hike. It's nothing like super hard. It's paved for the most part. The views are just absolutely stunning. Checking out flowers and a lot of Native American history here. I don't know if we're allowed to walk off trail, but let me show you guys these cactuses. Come on guys, let's go. Don't touch it. We're just walking around the Walnut Creek Canyon. We're on the top side of the trail right now, but we will be going back down on the ridge side, so we'll see when we get there. You definitely lose your breath at this elevation. We are headed down off the top trail, which is like the scenic route, and we're actually gonna hike down into the canyon now, so.
You lose your breath quickly.
You definitely lose your breath quickly up here.
The elevation.
The elevation, especially when you're from Ohio. We are headed down the Island Rim Trail, Walnut Creek Canyon. I mean, just, it's a mile long. There's like 1,000 steps or something. Just look at this.
Almost done.
We're gonna come back up.
Island Rim Trail. We're starting the descent. Here we go. I mean, the stairs are steep.
Go before.
I guess at some point there's no handrails. So we're gonna find out how that works. Is it a cactus? Let's see. Oh yeah. We're walking the Island Rim Trail in Walnut Creek Canyon, and there's a bunch of prickly pear cactuses to the side. There's a lot of areas where there's no guardrail, so you really want to be careful. I don't know, let me see. Yeah, go ahead. Look at this. Yeah, right back on the trail to your left. We'll see here, in the decades that followed, sparsely inhabited areas like Walnut Canyon and nearby Wapatki became densely settled. By 1150, clustered communities replaced scattered farming hamlets, the result of displacement by the eruption, immigration of new families, growth of the local population, and all of these. Trade networks expanded and society became more complex as people, goods, and ideas converged. As we go down, I'm really excited because there's like 1,000-year-old dwellings in the cliff sides that dot this area. I think the old Native Americans about 1,000 years ago.
So, well, about the sand dunes, 5 million years of sand dunes climbing on top of sand dunes, and then 15 million years of the sea bottom building up.
Wow.
And as the sea bottom builds up, you get layers of limestone, and the 2 layers that are most deeply eroded are where all the cliff dwellings are.
There used to be water down there?
Yeah, you can see the cliff dwellings here.
The bottom is 270 million years ago, the top 250 million years ago. Have you ever heard of Pangea?
No.
Yes.
Okay. It was just one continent. Before the continents started separating into all, Asia and all that stuff, it was just one continent surrounded by a super ocean that was called Panthalassa, or some people call it Proto-Pacific or Paleo-Pacific. But so you just had the one continent and that one ocean, and then it all broke up and that, you know, and I think that had a lot to do with what killed the dinosaurs and that. And right on top of the sandstone, you see a tan layer and little overhangs. There's a layer of clay. Those are clay mines where they were scraping out clay for the pottery, the mortar, and the plaster.
Wow.
And have you all ever seen a plant going upside down?
No.
Oh, look up.
Look up.
Whoa. There's a fern right up there.
Yeah. Growing upside down on the rock.
Yeah. Well, we're upside down. That thing's growing right side up for you.
That might be true.
And just so you know, right now you're sitting on the ancestors of Barnacle Boy and SpongeBob.
That's
When it rains heavily, the water pours down from that ledge up there onto the big rock here. It's eroded away the limestone, left a bed of sponges. So all these lumps here are fossils of sponges, and if you look right under your leg, you can see what are probably barnacle shells. See little seashells there.
I want to see the seashells. Where are the seashells?
In the room, you're going to have soot from fires, from smoke. And if it doesn't say keep out, feel free to go into the rooms.
awesome.
But this is the color of the limestone. All this gray out here is growing there. It's blue-green algae. It's the same thing that you get in asphalt shingles if you get a lot of snow or rain.
Okay.
Where the water runs down, the algae grows, feeding on the limestone. I
Interesting.
pointed out, though,
Island Trail.
Can we go on that truck?
Walnut Creek Canyon. This is the perfect shelter. So they used to build these. These are thousands of years old. And these were the perfect shelters that they used.
Look, what does it say?
The rock overhang is immense. I mean, I'd say it's probably a 20 or 30 foot overhang.
Look at me. Can you go behind me again?
I found something.
They're just taking photos. So if you look right here and here, these are actually caves that were built over 1,000 years ago, similar to these. It's insane because you have to think of how they built these. Like if you look at this,
How did they build them?
and how they mortared this and how they chiseled it out. If you just look at how it's chiseled, this is by hand. If you think about how we would do this today with power tools and how, I mean, it wouldn't withstand the test of time like it did thousands of years ago. This canyon, Walnut Creek Canyon, is 270 million years old. And like I showed you before, if you look across here and you look just through here, you can see where there's other caves they lived in. They're all over, they're everywhere. Oh, Mom's getting mad because they're not
looking at the camera. One picture, 1 second.
All right, so
Just look.
it's just
That's amazing.
amazing. So Bill, a park ranger, actually told us, so this limestone, this is actually nanoalgae with the darker, and it's one of the first living organisms ever. How many? 5 billion years ago, he said, and it feeds on this limestone actually, and
It's technically what started life.
it's technically what started life, so they say, and it's crazy how you can just see the difference.
One of the reasons what started.
Yeah, one of the reasons. But it's crazy, and I mean, look how, I mean, this trail could be super dangerous. Off to the side, there's no guardrail. It's all up to you being safe. Look at this crevice. Runs all the way up in there. I'm wondering, throughout years, Walnut Creek actually rushed down below. So if you look down here, when they needed water, they would wait for the snow melt to run off. And the women and children actually were believed to have the task for collecting it. And so they would go down and they would collect the water and they would store it for the dry months. And in the dry months, they would supplement not just the water that they gathered from
Walnut Creek below, but they would collect snow melt and runoff and ice into the clay pots that they made, and they would use those to get through the 4 to 5 months that they needed. So really cool stuff. I mean, this place is just absolutely beautiful and full of history. I highly suggest it. The family's loving it. This is a Clark Griswold experience once in a lifetime, I think. And if you love history, it's definitely full of it. They pack the clay to
You can see the wood.
to rocks to build these
What?
houses.
Wood. Can you turn your flashlight on?
The flashlight's not gonna see in there.
Beautiful, beautiful.
How old that wood is.
This is amazing. Breathing heavy because where we live, we're at like 500 feet above sea level, and we're at 7,269 feet above sea level, and it a lot less air than we're used to, so it definitely wears you out.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of like what?
Beautiful. All right, well, I'm gonna put the camera away and we're gonna keep trucking, and we'll bring you out here at the next good spot. We're starting our journey back upwards. Back up. And if you look over here, right there, we gotta go all the way back up. I think it's like 1,000 steps.
We just left Walnut Canyon and it was amazing. It was amazing to see the canyon itself, but then to learn about the history and how the natives navigated throughout that canyon. It's just amazing. We are now on our way to the, what's it called, honey?
The Meteor Crater National Landmark.
Super excited to see this.
I am too.
I am too.
In the east, you don't cruise 90 miles per hour. It's more like 65.
Should we move to Arizona?
No. Yeah.
Comment and let us know.
We're in the Meteor landmark. As you can tell, the kids are doing, show me what you're doing. Show us what you're doing.
I gotta sort
So-
the heaviest.
Oh, we're sorting the heaviest? All right, so we got the lower observation deck to ourselves. We're gonna turn around and show you guys. It is absolutely stunning. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, it's just amazing. What do you guys think about this so far?
I can't see.
Incredible.
Hey, Harley, what do you think about the Meteor Crater?
It's awesome.
It's awesome?
I see something down
So,
I like it.
These tell you what
What do you think?
you're looking at.
what do you think about the Meteor Crater?
I like it.
Hmm?
You gotta do this little
awesome.
test.
I think it's
So,
cool.
we've got a spotting scope for a house-sized rock,
It's right there. It's huge.
a raised strata, tunnel for
Drilling
repair of
hole.
drill tools,
What's this?
drill a hole,
Oh, they can't move. So it's
main shaft,
This is really cool, guys.
winch
Just
and
listen.
boiler, and 6 foot tall astronaut, and 3 foot by 5 foot flag, and then a thrust fault.
And listen, guys, these don't move. So when you look into them, you're looking exactly what it wants you to look into.
Yeah, that.
The Meteor is 3/4 of a mile wide, right? And 750 feet deep. It used to be deeper, but all the sediment in the air and everything else has filled it in over 200 feet. So you can't see it down there, and I tried to show you, but right there, there's actually an astronaut and an American flag, and then there's a well, and there's a boiler. There's a winch. All these over here will show you everything that's down there, and you just can't see it. I couldn't get the picture through the lens, but it's absolutely beautiful. We are walking up the steps from the Meteor.
Guys, one side, one side.
Stay on one side, guys. This place has a lot of people. It's a national landmark. It's absolutely stunning though. We're gonna go check out the museum right after we get out of breath from walking. Limited oxygen. But fun fact, if you live out here, you have a better oxygen capacity than if you live somewhere closer to sea level.
The shock of impact melted most of the meteor and spread it with the large plume of debris.
If you look, if you see some of this red rock, this is actually considered Moen Kopi. This is a post-impact view, and this is a breccia lens. So when the asteroid impacted the meteor crater, the explosion was so immense that it blew the rock out of the crater and flipped it upside down on the crater rim. And what was once the bottom layer, which was the bottom part of the crater, actually became the top. And it's called reverse stratigraphy. I don't really know much about it, but I'm gonna do some research on it. But it's definitely this red rock that you see right out here. And it's blown all over the tops of this rim all around.
It's not gonna be that big of an impact.
I don't know, it says total destruction of Earth, buddy. It's not gonna be that big though. Well, good thing my son doesn't create meteors, or else we'd all be dead. All right, well, we're gonna run through the rest of this museum, and we'll get back to you here shortly.
Precise with our timing. If not, we can make it worse by turning the asteroid into multiple asteroids. Jackie, prepare the
Yeah, you don't want to shoot one asteroid and blow it into multiple and then have multiple coming right at Earth.
Let's knock this rock
This is
step 2.
amazing.
So we just got back to our temporary home from the grocery store. The kids are outside. They are roasting hot dogs over the fire, and they're gonna be doing s'mores after. It's chilly night.
Hi.
So we are in the kitchen and we're cooking. We are cooking fajitas tonight. Anyways, I wanted to show you some things that I got from the grocery store. But it's different. They have such different stuff over here than they do, you know, in the East Coast, obviously. So look at this. This is clusters of mushrooms they just have on the shelf. It's amazing. You just pick them up like this and bag them. And these, we have regular mushrooms, you know, in the package, you know, portobello, white. We don't have this stuff. And then over here is a bell pepper, which Joey cut it up. I wanted to show you guys in whole, but I love saute bell peppers. And this one, if you can see, it's like multicolored. We are eating right now and eating these mushrooms that I just cooked. They don't look delightful, but I like the crunchiness of them.
These mushrooms are not gross. They're great.
They're a little... Today was a very eventful day. Walnut Canyon was amazing. I am super excited to go see the Grand Canyon tomorrow, to see how much bigger. So, you have to walk down a bunch of flight of steps, obviously, to go through the canyon. It's a different out of breath feeling to when I'm working out or just finished a workout or a HIIT routine or something at the house over in the East Coast. Like, it literally, I got up those steps and it was just, I was out of breath. And I like pressure, like almost like I said, somebody sitting on my chest. And we both looked at our watches, and I was at 104, and honey, where you at, 107?
107, yeah.
107, like that's crazy. Just the difference. Super excited to see what the Grand Canyon offers tomorrow. Not only that, the change from Phoenix to Flagstaff, Winslow, which is like 40 minutes from Flagstaff, right? 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Scenery and the environment, it's crazy. Like, I've never been somewhere where it's it's like completely different, but you're still in the same state. There was these old Native American ruin and like crumbles. And it was just really cool to see. And on our way back, the sun was setting, and just to see the sun setting on these ruins, it's just all surreal.